and welcome to round 3 of our season 1. At the moment we're in P7 with 9 points. Valtteri Bottas storming out there in first place. Lewis Hamilton only in 4th with 29 points. So it looks like so far the battle is between Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari. We're obviously in a close battle with Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, and maybe some of the Racing Point boys are going to come in and try and put their first points on the board. Without further ado, though, I think we need to get into qualifying 1. So, this is the first time we are featuring qualifying on the channel. If you don't know already, you haven't seen previous streams, then what happens is I do a lap at the start of qualifying and a lap at the end of qualifying just to speed things up so we can get to the race. And with that, his controller dies.
Welcome to Shanghai, China.
My controller keeps dying.
F1 qualifying session.
Right. Here we are in the Renault. 17 minutes of qualifying. We're going to just do a flying lap because I can't be bothered waiting. Can that just not? It's really distracting. It is into the final turn, and then, as you can see, the crowd there having fun watching qualifying. I think I'm not the only car out on track, but I'm the only car out in this sector. So we've got a pretty much clear sector in front of us as we go down turn 1, turn 2, coming into turn 3 and turn 4 speed corner section. As we come around this corner, I'm going to try and stay. You can obviously see that China is not one of my strongest tracks when it comes to staying on the racing line. But we're giving it a good go, nonetheless. We're going to try and see if we can get out of Q1. Hopefully we can. Bottas setting the fastest lap there with a 135. I think that was 135.7. There it is right there. As you can see in the bottom left corner, we've just got the fastest sector. So can we go any faster than Valtteri Bottas? I doubt this little Renault has got it in it, but we can give it a good go. We've got one of the Williams behind us. We're currently in P17. Now, I think we need to be in around about 5th to be safe at the moment. Sergio Perez has gone faster with a 135 dead. And now we're coming round the corner. Let's see where we can come. Bit of a slip going around the corner. Can we get it? No, we can't. We're just going to slot in behind Sergio Perez, but in front of Bottas. And we are currently out qualifying our teammate.
Well, if it isn't everyone's favorite Gaylord.
So, we've got 13 minutes left in the session. I am going to... It could really do with pissing off with that shit. Cheers, Jeff. 135.1, so we're not too far off the front runners so far. With a 130, my controller lead out. Right, so 11th in the speed trap. Currently in 5th, so we're where I want to be to get out of Q1.
I will never forget your betrayal.
Here we go, 2 minutes left in the session. Now, the question is, are we going to make it around in time to put in another lap? It's going to be a close one. 30 seconds left in the session. We're stuck behind Hamilton and the... We're stuck behind Hamilton, sandwiched by Daniel Kvyat. The real question is, are we going to make it out of Q1? Massive understeer there, going into turn 1. Turn 2 now, more massive amounts of understeer here. So it's understeer central. We might need to see if we can do some R&D to fix that. Qualifying over, so it looks like Charles Leclerc is on the top at the moment. But we still have the chance to get out of Q1. We're 11th, so we're almost towards the drop zone. This is going to be quite tight here. I'm just trying to take all the little shortcuts I can to try and make me time any quicker. See if we can get a time that's any quicker than it is right now, because we're currently red. So, oh, fucking hell. I really can't cope with this at the moment. Going down onto the back straight here. I think this is the longest straight in Formula 1, if I'm right. I don't know if I'm right. I think it's one of the longest straights in Formula 1. I assume I'm right. So we drop down into P12. I think we just might... Oh, we just scraped through in P12. Only just, but once again, Daniel Ricciardo, our teammate, has outqualified us. Not good so far. Not really too impressed at the moment.
Oh, I see you're still very slow.
No, you're just fast because you put the AI on about 2, so... I actually have my AI on like 100 right now. Anyway, we're going to do Q2 here. Fun fact, I have not yet reached Q3 in the first 3 races of this Renault career mode. I would have gone with Mercedes, but Renault and France...
I beat you in every race.
Actually, there's one race where you didn't. And if you checked properly, and you looked at my reasons why I game, there's a race where I win in a Sauber. So... Actually, no, it was F1 2019, so it was an Alfa Romeo. I won in an Alfa Romeo. JR was my teammate. There's the YouTube video there to back it up. So I have beaten you, mate. Unfortunately, you're not the Lewis Hamilton that you think you are. So we're getting a lot better around these corners here. We've got Pierre Gasly in front of us.
I know I was there.
Slowing down, going around the corner here. Sergio Perez setting the fastest lap yet again.
Do you even know who you are talking to?
Yeah, I know who I'm talking to, Yoshi. Kevin Magnussen, Valtteri Bottas there, setting another fastest lap.
Oh no.
1:33 is the fastest time so far. 1:33.9 by Valtteri Bottas. He seems to be dominating this season. First season, it's usually Lewis Hamilton. DRS open now. We seem to be catching Gasly at a really fast rate, and I don't really want to because I want all the space in the world. Lewis Hamilton set a 1:33.3. 1:33.3 for Lewis Hamilton. There's Gasly going round in P10. I've done a much better lap than I have in Q1 here. Where does that put us? That can put us in 3rd behind the 2 Silver Arrows and Alexander Albon. So here we go now. I think we're going to try and put in a 2nd lap here. I think we might get stuck behind Gasly. Yeah, we're going to get trapped behind Gasly here. Gasly's going to hold us up. And that's 2 laps of fuel left, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the pit.
And it's not hard beating me when I'm going backwards.
Here we go. No, it isn't. Because you're in last place then, so it doesn't matter. You just stay in last place. Forever.
If you want to know specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio.
Yeah, please shut up, Jeff.
The radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display. While the radio is active,
I reckon we could get away if we fast forwarded the whole thing. We could get away with it. What do you reckon, guys? There we go. We've out-qualified Daniel Ricciardo, and we've reached it to Q3. It's our first
And I didn't get a salami in my rear.
It's our first qualifying 3 of the season. Here we go now for Q3. Out on track here, look at that helmet. Slow him right down here to go around this hairpin. Hairpin time. Around the corner. We're a bit better going around turn 1 now. No understeer as far as I can see there. There we go into turn 2. Turn 3 into turn 4. And brake early to be able to get round the corner here. Trying to hug that racing line. I only really use the racing line as an aid, but if I do see a shortcut that might be faster, I will try my best to take it. I do like taking a wider line to get round some of the corners of this track. It's not one of my personal favourites, China, but I will try and do it. I just find that, not an excuse, but I do find that I understeer quite a lot round some of the corners. I'm putting it down to driver error, but it's just not a track that I'm technically gifted at. So, coming down the main straight now, the back straight. Not the main straight, the back straight. Coming up towards the huge hairpin. Braking really early than I should. Oh, we've completely overshot that. Just haven't braked hard enough. Coming around that corner now, nice and controlled, all the way up to the line. And that's going to be P5. But I am going to want to try and stay in the top 10. In amongst that pack, where we can kind of jostle for position going into turn 1. And get out, maybe, hopefully, still in the top 5. So that's what I'm going to go for. Maybe we can go for a faster lap towards the end of Q1. But so far, we're just going to wait until the dying minutes to put a certain time in.
our best lap so far is at 1 minute 34.2. You've fallen down the order. You're now in P7.
Totally wasn't texting there. P7 is really not where I want to be right now, but obviously we have missed, just by a couple of seconds we've missed out. But I can take 8th place for the race, and you guys will now get to see that race, and we are right on schedule with it.
Find ourselves.
Remember, straight after this live stream, we are going to have a FIFA live stream. Oh, Claire's interviewing me.
This weekend, are you saving your car for the race?
Yeah, we're trying not to take unnecessary risks out there, to be honest. Trying to save the car.
Season. How do you think things are going to go for you?
With a great team like this, you can't fail.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Great. See you later. I did realise that was just taking the mic to load, I'm going to be honest. Takes the right old mic, these interviews, to load after the interviews. The situation are irrelevant now. Let's have a look at what the weather's going to be like for the race tomorrow. Oh, dry conditions all the way through. Let's go down to the race. To the race. To the race. To the track. And I will pass you over to Crofty and Anthony Davidson. Pass you over to Crofty and Anthony Davidson for the review.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles an hour, with DRS assisting the cars down the back straight before they brake into the sharp hairpin at turn 14. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Let's talk about Gallagher. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience. But some of these guys in Formula One have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Max Verstappen and Albon, Perez, Gallagher, Magnussen and Daniel Ricciardo, Grosjean, Sainz, Daniel Kvyat and Raikkonen, Gasly, Norris, Lance Stroll and Robert Kubica, Giovinazzi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. And now it's time to head down to the track.
We're higher on the grid than we expected. Let's see if we can do even better.
So obviously we're higher on the grid than the team expected. Not where I expected though. I wanted to be in P5 or more. Let's have a look at the strategy. So the strategy is lap 4, but I'm probably not going to listen to that, of course. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go here. Looks like Sergio Perez has got off the line well, followed by Vettel, Verstappen, Leclerc and Albon here. Oh, oh. Good thing flashbacks can be used. Anyway. Again, Vettel got off the line well, followed by Leclerc, Bottas and Albon. Daniel Ricciardo here, my teammate, trying to push him. Oh, Sergio Perez. What is he doing? Under investigation for a collision with Daniel Daniel Ricciardo, our teammate here, and oh, Perez having a little pop at Alexander Albon there in the Red Bull. They're fighting currently for P6. It looks like I'm going to try and go down the inside of Albon. Bit of a risky move. I had to pull out of it. Knew I would have sustained some damage there if I would have tried to go in for that move. I'm going to wait till maybe the straight where I can just maybe outpower that Honda engine. Seems like so far... Oh. Unfortunately, we've hit Alexander Albon.
Safety car.
And there was absolutely no need for a safety car in that situation, but we can just act like it never happened. Oh, flipping hell. I can't get this move right. I know what to do now. I'll just brake early and stay behind him. And then we're going to stay in his slipstream and attack him on the straight. Seems like the best plan of action for now is to just attack him on the straight, going into that hairpin section as well. So we could think about doing a very dangerous move down the inside, but he is trying to go around the outside of Sergio Perez. Who's going to come out on top here? Sergio Perez every time going around that hairpin.
Play with us again soon.
Alexander Albon attacking again. I think they did have a little tap that time. Going around the corner here, yeah. I thought they had a bit of trouble. There's Daniel Ricciardo trying to do a driver swap with me. That's not happening. Get out the flipping way, Ricciardo. Ricciardo, it's James.
Join our parties again and start playing again.
Ricciardo, it's James. Please move back to the old position. Repeat, move back to the old position. The reason I've not been online in a while is because I just need a bit of a break from online. I just need a bit of a break from people right now.
EXE
Struggling.
you don't.
Heading towards Daniel Ricciardo here. He's taken my